More about Gyanganj. Immortals, hidden valleys and heavenly robes. The Himalayan territory is dotted with the legends of immortals. The Siddhas reside along with their immortal chelas. For the Hindus, the Mahavatar Babaji, the immortal Siddha, roams in the Himalayas. His body is said to have not aged since at the age of 16 he is believed to have transcended human death while being in the body. Shankaracharya, 788 to 820 AD, mention his presence. Theosophist leaders like C.W. Leadbeater and Annie Besant described his presence. Paramahansa Yogananda, the author of the famous work, Autobiography of a Yogi, got him portrayed. Similarly, for the Himalayan Buddhists, Padmasambhava, known as the second Buddha and Guru Rinpoche, is immortal and he protects the Himalayan people. Such legends and stories have brought up another legend, the Happy Valley of Immortals. Hindu saints describe the Siddhashram. Some mention the Gyanganj, the legendary land of spiritual enlightenment. Pandit Gopinath Kaviraj had given an account of the Gyanganj and how the entry to this supra-physical realm can be made only by an adept in the Surya Vigyan. For the Buddhists, it is the Shambhala, the place of happiness. Madame Blavatsky and the Roerichs explored the Himalayas and Trans-Himalayas to find this place. Tibetans believe that Padmasambhava has blessed 108 hidden valleys, Beul, across the Himalayas, which are the earthly paradise to take shelter in during the time of refuge and crisis. The Chinese poet Tao Qian, 365 to 427 AD, wrote about such a hidden earthly paradise in his fable, Tahualuan, Peach Blossom Spring. James Hilton's book, Lost Horizon, popularized such a peaceful and prosperous hidden valley, Shangri-La. Shambhala is the ultimate Beul. There are many Beuls being explored and written about by scholars nowadays, like Khembalung, Khumbu, Kutang, Helimbu, Rongshar, Lapchi, Dolpo and Nubri in Nepal, and Pemiko on the Indo-China borders in Upper Siang. Sikkim and Bhutan are thought to contain several other Beuls. Whenever there was invasion in Tibet, people would flock to escape to such hidden lands. In fact, when the current Dalai Lama escaped in 1959, thousands followed him into exile and many went out to seek refuge in Pemiko again after the 1962 war between India and China. Many Tibetan families who set out in search of Pemiko have now settled finally in Tooting, India. Team of explorers Lan Baker, Ken Storm Jr., Brian Harvey, Hamid Sardar leading a National Geographic Society expedition claimed to have discovered the Shangri-La at the sharp bend of the Sangpo River Gorge on November 8, 1998. Since the mountain cliff sides are only few yards apart and cast a shadow, the place has remained hidden from even satellite observation. Near this hidden falls of the Sangpo, the team discovered a subtropical garden. The Zhongdian County in China renamed itself as the Shangri-La in 1997 to promote tourism in the area and secularized the whole concept of Shangri-La and Shambhala. On May 2, 2002, the Zhongdian County was officially renamed Shangri-La. In fact, China is working to establish a greater Shangri-La ecological tourism zone in the confluence zone of Sichuan, Yunnan, Kangi and Tibet. Many commentators term it as the Shangri-Laization of the Sino-Tibetan border landscape. Then, there are the several fables about the heavenly ropeway among the Himalayan people. In the Tibetan belief system, rope, DMU thag, or stairs connect directly to heaven and gods can descend on mountain summits to become the mountain god. Summits are where sky meets land and the mountain summits, particularly of the dominant peak in the region, are all inhabited by the super beings. Similar stories are prevalent among the Hindus and the Bons. Shiva lives on the summit of Mount Kailash. The heavenly river, Ganga, the name of the river closely resembles the term for heaven in Tibeto-Burman languages. Gang descends on Shiva's matted hair while he is sitting at the mountain summit. The rainbows are the DMU tag for the Himalayan population, since the rainbow appears as a rope connecting the heaven with the earth. We find an obsession with the rainbow among the Bons and the Tibetans, and how they postulate the concept of a rainbow body through which a true Dharma practitioner can directly reach the heavens. The stair shapes on the southern side of Mount Kailash have enhanced its sacredness, and people believe these to be the ladder to reach heaven. Similarly, there is the Swagarohini peak in Uttarakhand, through which the epics describe the eldest Pandava brother Yudhishthira ascended heaven while being in the body. The connectivity of the sacred places, Neri, is a favorite theme in Tihe local narrative. The saints can enter the cave and come out at different sacred places thousands of miles away. The caves and tunnels, peaks and valleys connect the holy places. The Himalayas themselves are an embodiment of connectivity.